Hey there. Today I want to show you a simple example for tracking events in Java with the MDC. And MDC stands for Mapped Diagnostic Context. It's a map that is always available throughout the lifetime of a thread, and it can be used to keep track of the context around the code that is being executed. This is handy because if for example, a user logged in, then you can add their username to the mapped diagnostic context, and then you can log it later when something happens, or if you are creating an audit trail, you can log that to the database or whatever tool you use for the audit trail. So it can be very handy. In this example, I'm going to use the type of the event that originated the code that is currently running as an example of something I might want to track. So a user event, system event. If you are looking at the logging later, you can filter that key, filter on that value, system event, and then you will only get system event related logging. So if, for example, if you're using grep on the command line, very handy. There are a lot of tutorials out there. I made this short and simple example because the tutorials tend to be a long and difficult read. We use the logback logging library to print the value that is in the map diagnostic context behind the key type. And this is the format for logback.xml to get that into your log line. So the percentage sign, the X, the opening curly brace, the key, and the closing curly brace. Very simple. So to start here, we add main as a type, and then in the logging you will see that on the main thread we print main, and that is printed based on this part of the pattern for our console appender in logback.xml. Now we're going to start a couple of threads in a scheduled executor service. Some of them will have the system type, some of them will have the user type, and we make them run kind of at the same time. Then we log finished scheduling threads. So then you will see that finished scheduling threads will be printed before the new threads print their log lines. And you can see that here, finished scheduling threads value is now main. So this is from the map diagnostic context. We set main here. The interesting thing is when the threads are running, you will see that they start with previous value was null, not main. This is because the map diagnostic context is relative to the thread. So as long as the thread is alive, it will have the map diagnostic context, but it will start out with an empty one. And you can clear it with mdc.clear method, the clear method on MDC. You can see that the first 5 entries are null. But the interesting thing is, after that, you see that the previous value was set. That's interesting. The reason is because our scheduled thread pool executor has a core pool size of 5. That means it creates 5 threads and will keep rescheduling these threads. Because the MDC is alive and available to the thread throughout the lifetime of the thread, you will see that the old value is still there. This can be solved by calling mdc.clear. For example, at the end of a job, if you want to clean, so to speak, the thread, you just do mdc.clear And that's it. The next time you will have a clean MDC in the thread, which is shown here every time the previous value was null. So, I hope this is clear. This can be very handy for logging user activity. I don't mean for analytics or something like that, but if the customer comes to you and says, okay, I was trying to do this one thing, it went wrong, what happened? You can easily see all your logging related to the moment that customer logged into the application. Just an example, but the event tracking is very handy in general. Okay, I hope it was kind of clear and helpful. Thank you for watching.